Hola and welcome back to What's Cooking. I am Wetumene Shikare, leading you throughout today's episode. Now, if you can't see where I'm at Xwama restaurant here in Wanaheda, and definitely excited to get up to the good stuff that we have lined up for you. Now, today we'll be chatting to our career personality, that is Uejaa Kazondunge, later on in the show. But before that, we'll chat to the management here at Xwama and get to see what delicacies they have prepared for us today. I'm so excited to dive into all of this food and to see how the place looks like. But before I chat and go on and on about Xwama, let's head on inside. Welcome guys. Now as you can see, I'm seated here with the operations manager at Xwama, that is Mariana Eliazer, and she will be telling us a little bit about her career and exactly what she does here. Not forgetting the establishment that we're visiting today, which is Xwama. So, before we dive into it, how are you doing?
I'm good, and how are you?
I'm fine. Thank you so much for hosting us.
It's a pleasure.
Your atmosphere looks absolutely stunning. I can't get over the decor, the beautiful scenes that we're getting to see around, and all of the good things that are going on here. Your career, when did you start here at Xwama, and how has it been so far?
Okay, just to dive into it, I studied hospitality at NAST, so it kind of came like a merge or intertwined, because then hospitality of what I studied, as well as being in the restaurant business, but in a traditional form. So I have been here since 2016, but that was like on a school ground where after school then you have to come here and work. So it kind of came at a very early stage. So that has been about it. And since then, it has been learning experience as well, working with people, different cultures as well, hosting people from different countries. And it actually has been quite a fun ride, I would say.
I love that you're smiling while you speak about that. It shows that you're really happy here. Over the years, what are some of the things that you've learned, maybe not in school, but that you've come to learn while on the job?
I would say service, which doesn't come as much as you can study it in the book. You do have different clientele that you actually get to meet, and then you also do have customers that have special needs in terms of if they're diabetic, they have health issues, and also just how to actually accommodate them. And then also the different ethnic groups of people that actually comes in terms of tourists, inbound, and as well as outbound. And it has been quite challenging, because at some point you have bookings and you have probably a day where you have fully booked, and you know that you have to be on your feet since morning until evening. And at the end of the day, it's actually making sure that the client gets the service and have a good experience and have the cultural experience of what they actually want. So I think at the end of the day, if a customer is satisfied, then you know you did your job quite good. And that's from there you get to have more reference. So it's kind of like the client actually gets to take away a lot. So it's not just about the food, it's not just about the ambience, it's everything from the how you welcome them and how they leave. So that actually gives them an imprint of like, oh wow, I was at a place named Xwama, traditional, and oh, there was this crazy thing I tasted, or that personal experience that I had one-on-one with the sand, with my feet on the floor. So
I studied medicine.
I studied geology.
I studied a Bachelor of Science.
You start to heal people, touch patients, you touch lives, you save lives, you realize this is really what you want to do, and you never get tired.
Having graduated from the University of Namibia, I was able to open my own law firm and help people attend to their legal problems.
Let's do the things that must be done and make it great.
If you want to do it, just do it.
That's what I wanted to do.
So the sky is the limit.
My unam, my pride.
speaking about work and service, all of that, what are some of the roles and duties that you have here at Xwama?
Okay, as I said, I'm the operations manager. I make sure I open the building on time in the morning, the time we start. Have to then have a routine check that I start at the kitchen to make sure we have our day-to-day needs of what we need to have. Then comes to the emails to respond. Then we have to check if we have any bookings that are pending or upcoming. Then you come to the client, you interact with the client, you ask them if they're served, are they fine with the service, is there anything else that they need. So overall, a bound check, I have to make sure that's in place. And then at the end of the day, you have to then make sure you leave the place in a clean, you do a roundup, you clean up the place so that it looks for hygiene purpose as well. And then you leave it for the next day for operation. So yes, it's quite an intense
job.
Yes.
But I'm sure you love it. Also, speaking a bit more about Xwama and this beautiful space that we're in, can you maybe describe what room or what part of the restaurant is this that we're in right now?
You are actually in the ground on the palace. It's called Mandument Empire. And overall, if you have to walk around, you see it's still sandy. Our traditional color is there, which is the delela, made from our ethnic, which is what we are, the Xwama group. And as well as just trying to keep it as organic, traditional as possible, not really tamper with it a lot, because that atmosphere already, I think, has a certain aura on its own way. It's more welcoming, relaxing, and we actually try and keep it that way. And then upper restaurant, we do have a more of a Western type of design base, so yes.
All right. I also saw earlier that you guys have like is it a conference room?
Yes.
Is it a
Okay, we do have different services that we provide. We do have a conference room where if you have workshops or a team building, we do offer that the space.
Okay.
And then we do have the upper restaurant that caters for any type of events, which is whether wedding, birthday parties, or even meetings, particularly if you have like a book launch and whatnot. So our upper restaurant does accommodate for that. And then we also have a VIP lounge, which if you want some privacy, either for a quick meeting or just want to have an in-meal and you don't want to sit with everybody, you just want to have you in your private time, then we also do offer that. And then we have the lower restaurant, that is now if you don't want to go all the way up, you just want to have traditional experience. And then on the other side as well, we do have a takeaway in case today you just want to grab a food, a meal, and you just go. So it's quite a variety of which part you will sit in for that day.
Now, my favorite part is coming up. I'm excited to eat and to see some of the delicacies that you guys have to offer. So let's head on right to that.
All right, thank you.
As I said earlier, this is my favorite part of the show where we get to indulge and get to taste the amazing cuisine here at Xwama. Now, Mariana, we're back again. So, before we dive into the food, I want to know about the drinks that we'll be having today. What are those?
We are having one particular drink. It's a seasonal drink. It's called omaongo. It's made from marula fruit. And it's quite a delicacy because it's a seasonal drink. And I think men loves this because it's one of that season to look forward to. It's like it's a mango season, and you're like, yes, because I think it's the whole feeling and the vibe that comes along with it. But it's but it's known as the men's drink. Lord knows why they call it that, but yes. So this is called a mango. What you're having, and cheers.
I already drank, but anyways. It tastes very rich. What is it made from?
It's made from marula fruit. And I think after your second cup, you will actually understand why they call it that.
All right. Before I take more of it, what other drinks do you guys have to offer here at Xwama?
We do have omalodu, which is another traditional beer. It's locally known as omalodu. And this is actually brewed and fermented overnight, depending on how you prepare it. And then you get to serve it the next day. And then we also have oshikundu, which is the non-alcoholic, also made from sorghum and millet. And that's it's a must-have in every household because traditionally you greet your clients or not clients, but your
Your
guests
guests.
with it. So it's a must-have. And then apart from that, we do also have our beverages, ciders, and
I studied medicine.
I studied geology.
I studied the Bachelor of Science.
You start to heal people, touch patients, you touch lives, you save lives, you realize this is really what you want to do, and you never get tired.
Having graduated from the University of Namibia, I was able to open my own law firm and help people attend to their legal problems.
Let's do the things that must be done and make it great.
If you want to do it, just do it.
That's what I wanted to do.
So the sky is the limit.
My unam, my pride.
Before we dive into this delicacy, I want to wash my hands so that we can get right into it.
sure.
All right. Thank you.
The dishes right there. May I? Thank you, John.
Okay. So I'm getting the aroma, the smell of the food. It's inviting me. I hope you guys can also see how delicious it looks. But anyways, let me start with the mopani worms while you tell us about
Yes.
your menu.
So in other tribes, we call it hojas. Some we call it mapani worms. We do have them in three kinds. You have the black ones, and then you have the little lighter than this, little brown ones. And then you have omanja, which is also a delicacy. That one you get it from some part of the, actually where there are cows. You know, you find the omanjas there
In the kraal.
in the crowd.
Okay.
Yes. So that one again, it's a special treat, especially in every household. They look forward to it like yay.
All right.
So manja time, season for it. So yes, we do have them in variety. And then we have our marathon chicken, which is quite the delicacy here, or that what we're really known for is our marathon chicken. We did the running. You just come and dig in and enjoy.
Okay.
So this is our marathon chicken, again organic, and I think what makes our food more authentic in terms of flavor, aroma, and taste is because of the way it's prepared. So we have the old technique of cooking our food, which
What
is
is the old
prepared
technique?
on fire.
Oh, okay.
Not on the stove, not on gas, but with a wood traditional base on the fire. That I think still keeps the taste intact, and also a certain way of how to prepare it, because the marathon chicken is a bit tough, and it takes quite hours to cook and prepare. So that's how it gets to this. After 4 hours of preparing it, it gets to this soft, delicious meal to have. So bon
Okay.
appetit.
So thank you so much. So before you get the chicken, do you farm with the chicken, or how do you get your chicken?
We do have a supplier called Kadikwa Group of Chickens, Kadikwa Group, Kadikwa Chickens, and they are actually our supplier, and they give us fresh chickens daily, day to day, and it already comes cleaned,
Oh,
prepared,
okay.
and ready for cooking.
Okay.
Yes.
And then when you serve it, is it usually a full chicken, half chicken? How does it look like on your menu?
It comes as a full chicken. You do find clients that don't want it cut, they want to come break it themselves.
Oh.
Or it's served in this way where it's already cut and easy to indulge and eat. Or you can have it in different flavor, which is the marula nut and oil. Or you can have it in the sauce of the chicken, simple gravy. So that's the methods of preparing it. Please.
Okay. Sorry. I'm so excited to give a review of this chicken. Before she said it was very tough, it was very traditional, but I tell you, here at Xwama, it's very soft, very easy to eat. You guys are definitely doing the things that need to be done. But thank you so much for having us with this awesome meal. I think we're going to dive into it just a bit more and we'll get to see what other delicacies you guys can find here. The menu will be shown to you right here on the screen and you guys can see what the prices look like as well as how you guys can reach out to Xwama and get to see some of the amazing meals that you can have here with them. But once again, thank you so much for having us.
Thank you. It was an honor.
Great stuff. So after this, we'll dive into our career motivation or career aspect of what's cooking with careers, and that is with our guest, Uejaa Kazondunge.
Thank you.
Hola guys, now as you can see seated on my right hand side is Uejaa Kazondunge. She is our career personality for this week and she'll be telling us all about things that she gets up to on a daily basis, which obviously includes her career. So how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you so much for joining us on What's Cooking.
Thank you so much for having me.
Great stuff. I was excited to meet you because we are in the similar industry, you know, we're doing similar things, we're you know, seeing similar things as well. So I'm sure that today you can teach me some of the tips and tricks.
I can learn from you too.
All right. So maybe we can dive into it and you can tell us a little bit about your background or how you found the passion to be into multimedia.
I think the career that I'm in chose me. That's always, I think I've always said that in many of my interviews. It has chosen me because I used to be a regular caller on radio. So on the different radio stations, I used to win a lot of competitions and I always thought that this could be actually pretty cool to do as a career. And then, so I never really had any aspirations of working in the media. But then things were things and things happened and then I ended up in the media space. So in terms of being in the media space, I speak to radio, currently on radio. And I do have a 8-to-5 job, a full-time job, which is that I'm a marketing officer for the retirement fund. So that space, obviously, handling the social media spaces, website, organizing events, media engagements, and all of that stuff. So I'm responsible for that. But otherwise, I think everybody knows me very well in terms of being a master of ceremony at various events. One really that stands out is the Namibia Annual Music Awards, the NAMAs. I think that has undoubtedly to date has been one of the biggest that I've done in my career. And the people that I've co-hosted with have been absolutely phenomenal. So emceeing a communication specialist as well as a voiceover artist and also now venturing into a presentation and public speaking coach as well. With all the experiences I've picked up over the years, I did host a public speaking class in collaboration with Standard Bank. So it's a bit of everything.
An all-rounder, I must say. You are juggling so much.
A lot.
But I'm sure you know what my next question is. How do you manage to do all of that?
I think we tend to limit ourselves based on other people's perceptions on what we can and cannot do. So I've always wanted to challenge the norm and like, how much can I push the God-given talent that I've been given? So if I can almost put it like milk it for all I've got. For the time I'm here, I want to make it memorable. And I want to make it, but more importantly, I think at the end of the day, I want to make it impactful. So if I could walk away and leave this earth a better place and impact it, even if it's just one person, I've done my job.
I love it.
So like we make time for the things that we want to prioritize.
us.
Correct.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm so inspired already. But to dive into, your career and some of the experience that you have,
Yeah.
what is it that you've done, studied, or attained prior to jumping into the multimedia industry?
So I think, I've always heard this thing on social media, like, you don't need to go to university or whatever, that kind of thing. I just feel like it is actually true when they say education is the greatest equalizer. It is so, because you get like the textbook knowledge, and then you get street knowledge, and I think the combination of the two is so powerful. So I hold a bachelor's degree in journalism and communications technology, and I have an honors degree in communication as well.
Wow.
And hopefully, God willing, and if the coins allow, I'll do my master's pretty soon. So I think, and I believe that education is very, very important for anybody that is able to and is granted the opportunity to study. Please do study. It opens up your mind so much to many more things that you can do within that space, whatever career that is, be it media, accounting, doctor, whatever. Study. Please study. Because, I would sit in rooms where somebody would say that, okay, you've got the experience, but you have the papers to back it up. So that
Where's your backup?
where's the backup? Who says that you can actually do X, Y, and Z? So definitely get the papers.
All right. Speaking about opening up your mind and playing with all of the cards that you have on the table, what are some of the things that you've seen to be accomplishments within the industry? So from the different aspects of multimedia that you do, what are some of the accomplishments that you've seen?
I think the space when we started back many years ago, because I would say a little over 20 years I've been around in the media space. The era of social media. So that platform has really, for you guys that are starting off now, is a great marketing platform for somebody that I might not be physically able to come to you, but I'm able to see what you can do.
I love to see an all-rounder, definitely learning so much. But what are some of the downsides that you've seen within the industry also?
Well, I think one that sticks out is when it comes to compensation, the fees that one gets paid as a creative in the industry. There's still a lot of work that needs to be done around that, and usually, and especially having Namibians invest in Namibians. And rather not look outside the borders in bringing somebody to come do work that we ourselves can do. And I think that has also, much work has been done in that space. And Namibians have proven to Namibians that Namibians can do Namibian work. It can be done. So we need to celebrate our people more. I think that was one of the challenges in terms of fees.
But it was such an amazing time chatting to you and learning from you, as well as the industry that you're in. Would like to see more creatives come up and to show their talent and show exactly what they can do the same way you do. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you so much for having me. All the best. And I hope to see you on the big screen soon.
Very soon.
Yes.
Very soon. But all right, guys, that's it from us right now. We'll see you guys again in our next episode.